Yeah, over a year ago, I did that post. And you know what? Right then, I was just tired of writing prescriptions. Now, I'm tired of practicing medicine, or better yet, the business of medicine. Now, listen up because I'm about to share something that most of us as physicians don't share. But physician burnout is real. I've done it all trying to search for that perfect work life balance. I worked in private practice. Yeah, I had to run a business without a business degree. Mistake number one. Having to pay people's salaries, having that much responsibility, hiring and firing. And then after I did all the overhead, having to pay me, I sometimes got shorted because I wanted to make sure everything was taken care of. And that's what you do as a business owner. So after doing that for years and struggling, I was like, you know what? There has got to be something better than this. And then I went to urgent care. I was working for a company. I didn't have to worry about paying the overhead, right? But then I had to worry about standing for 10 to 12 hours straight because patients were coming in there left and right, and I felt like, Oprah, you get an antibiotic, you get a steroid shot, you get an antibiotic. I was like, I stopped really using any of my diagnostic skills. It just became less and less fun. It wasn't the medicine I wanted to practice. So I said, you know what, okay, love. I want to do something else. And so I ended up working for a hospital, and it was with a primary practice. And so that started taking away a lot of my time. I had to meet the managed care metrics, which has a lot to do with how we get reimbursed or bonused. Plus, when you're doing primary care, then your patients are calling you for everything. You got all the paperwork, the FMLA paperwork, the support animal paperwork, the I just don't want to go to work paperwork. You got it. You got to fill it out. And then not even just that, the charting. Because you have to document everything because y'all sued. So you gotta make sure you write everything down. You can't be missing anything. So I'm writing paragraphs and books on my patient visits. Staying after work 3 or 4 hours, missing games, missing tennis matches, missing performances with my family and my kids. Those were the sacrifices, the things I gave up. Well, after a few years of doing all that, I was like, no ma'am, I have got to do something else. And I did telemedicine. Now, I will say, there is nothing like working from home. I mean, nothing like it. But I still wasn't in control of my time, and I still had the constraints of who I saw. And on top of that, when you're dealing with telemedicine now you got to deal with patients liking you. So I'm like McDonald's, asking for reviews. Please give me a good review at the end of your visit. I lost my joy there too. So I ended up doing lifestyle medicine. It was just about coaching people, helping people make the changes they need to make so I don't have to keep writing these prescriptions. But unfortunately, you are still bound by certain things with managed care. They keep faxing letters over if somebody's diagnosed with diabetes that they got to be on a statin, even though that may not be the best option for them. And so after a while, it just became less fun, especially when it started taking a toll on my life, my own life, because life starts lifing for us too, not just y'all. Life starts lifing for us too. So when my children were having trouble, or I had to be worried about my children's health, then my mental health starts to get affected, my peace, my health starts to get affected because now I'm not working out as much, I'm not eating the right foods like I'm supposed to eat, I'm not managing my stress well, I'm not sleeping well, I'm not doing any of the things that I talk about, right? So I'm not even a good example for what I believe. At that point, it is time to sit down and reevaluate and make a change. How many times do you have to bump into a wall before you change directions? So I've been bumping into walls for almost 20 years, but this last bump tried to take me out. But thankfully, I found my place. I actually walked away from practicing medicine. And then I found my people. I found people with the same desires. And you know what? I am expanding my reach because I have people that think like me and we're linking up together. So look, if you are struggling with burnout, stop struggling. Stop sitting there thinking that, oh, it's going to get better or it's just better for them and they just have things easier. Make a change. Stop bumping into that wall and make a change. You do not have to stay burnt out. Get fired up because I am.